Hey Team Shuckle, what is up? Welcome back to another Wi-Fi battle. This one is again another Link battle, single 6v6 Smogon for the Lithio GBA. I know, I dropped Rising singles in favor of doing more, different formats and stuff like that, but singles are definitely the easiest things to come by, and I have pretty much a singles battle almost every day, so it's just a little easier to do. I definitely want to get some triples. I definitely want to get some rotation in here, but I know that I'm not, I'm not, oblivious. I know it's going to be very hard to get those battles in. So for now, we'll just be doing this because it's going well. I like what's going on, so hopefully you guys enjoy this as well. So today we're battling against Jody AMB, and it's definitely not what the name says there, but he's part of the Lithio GBA, and yeah, I mean, this is what he brought, the Dusclops was really something that was going to bother me. Dusclops is definitely one of those Pokemon that's really difficult to take down. But otherwise, most of his team was decently frail. I mean, the Alakazam, the Greninja both don't really want to take hits too much. The Charizard, again, it's somewhat bulky. I know he's running Charizard X, so it can take hits, but, super effective hits are going to deal some good damage to it, although I don't really think I have many super effective hits on my team. Electivire is decently frail, and Scrafty does not. Does have some bulk to it, so I'm going to hit play. I decided to lead off with Metagross, thinking that was probably my best play. It didn't have the greatest coverage, his team does have good coverage against mine, but it does hit the hardest, so that's definitely what I was thinking. So he starts off with Scrafty, and he doesn't have Intimidate, so I'm thinking, okay, you're probably Moxie. Goes for Knockoff again, second battle in a row where my band gets knocked off, but I know I can survive these, and I decided to go straight for a Hammer Arm because I knew it would do damage. I didn't think it would KO. I figured it would do good enough damage, and it did. So I'm looking at this, and I don't think Bullet Punch would be enough to KO it, but I'm not entirely sure, It's just one of those things that I'm going to risk, because judging by the damage that Hammer Arm did, I know it's super effective. I figured Bullet Punch would take it out, but unfortunately for me, he does switch into the Dusclops, and I'm fearing a Will-O-Wisp, so what I do is I switch into my Heatran to not tank, or both would work, take that Will-O-Wisp, and he uses Confuse Ray, and I'm like, oh man. So immediately I go to the chat, and I'm saying, hey guys, isn't Confuse Ray banned? Because, I wouldn't want to, continue through the battle if it was banned, stuff like that. But they're like, no, Smogon didn't actually ban Confuse Ray, which actually, oddly enough, confuses me, because they banned Swagger, but, long story short, it's not banned, so I was like, oh, what am I going to do? Well, I went for Lava Plume, because, I was just like, if I hit myself in a confusion, it's not going to really hurt, and I ended up getting the burn from that, so I was happy with that. But I didn't want to stay in again. I knew I could KO it with another Lava Plume, but I didn't want to risk it, so what I did here is I brought in my Tangrowth, and he actually brought in his Charizard. Now, I knew he was X, so I knew I can take this Charizard pretty well. So I go for Ancient Power. Now, I know it's not, super effective like it would be against the Charizard Y or a regular Charizard, but it's still going to do damage, and, there's always potential for a boost. So what I do is I go for that Ancient Power, I go for it. It doesn't really do as much as I was hoping for. So now I'm in a bit of a pickle. I decided to stay in, even though the Flare Blitz was obvious, because for some reason, I thought I would survive a +1. I forgot that a couple of battles ago I didn't, so I really should have seen that coming. So what I decided to do here is I decided to bring in Pinsir over there, because, I can get a quick attack off, get a Moxie boost, Mega Evolve, and take something out next turn. But it doesn't KO. It was so close. So close. And I was... at that point, I was like, I lost. I don't have anything for this Charizard. But then it kills itself. I'm like, oh, thank God. Oh, my God. I just totally forgot that Charizard would just obliterate me. And I figured, I didn't really need to worry about calcing out the quick attack because of the HP range. But clearly I did. So I decided to bring in Espeon here because it's a good start for me. It has double screens and stuff like that. I decided to just go for an attack because I know all he has is really Nightshade and Confuse Ray, but I have Magic Bounce, so he can't go for Confuse Ray on me. So that's what I do, and I'm not doing enough damage. He's paint splitting, which is not really cool, but eventually I'm going to win out. You know, I was a little weary, but Espeon usually doesn't do very much for my team. I really only have it for Stealth Rocks, and so far every single person I've battled has not used Stealth Rocks. So it really just doesn't bother me in the least bit to lose it. However, here I did want to switch it out because I knew the Alakazam would be faster. I knew my Melodic can tank a hit, so I was like, why waste it? You know, there's really no point in wasting the Espeon. I could use it for fodder later. So I do bring in my my Melodic. He goes for Psyshock, and it does a lot more than I thought it would, and that really confused me because Psyshock hits the defense. I mean, granted, I have less defense, but I am bold max defense, so it sort of confused me. Now, maybe I'm thinking wrong. Maybe I don't have bold max defense. I could be completely wrong there. I could be max special defense. I don't remember, actually. But either way, you know, it is still a surprising amount of damage. So here I bring in my Espeon to just take the hit because I knew I can bring in my Metagross and revenge kill it with Bullet Punch. And that's the sole reason why I saved Espeon. Now, I probably could have cut out the middleman and just gone straight for that. But the Shadow Ball, I didn't really want to take a Shadow Ball at the HP range I was at. So that's why I brought in Melodic. So in comes Electivire, and you know, this thing is going to hit me. I don't really have anything. Once I got rid of that Tangrowth, I had nothing for this Electivire. So I stay in thinking, hey, maybe I can take a hit. I don't know. But I don't, so that's unfortunate. But it is losing HP to Recoil, to Life Orb. So it's still a good position for me. So I bring in Heatran. I know that Electivires can run fighting moves, but I sort of figured this one wouldn't be. I don't know what made me believe it wouldn't be, but the fact that he switched out against the Heatran makes me believe that he didn't have Brick Break, or Cross Chop, or Low Kick, probably the Elemental Punches, so that's sort of what I rolled with, and so he ends up bringing in the Scrafty to take it, and, you know, the Lava Plume does take out the Scrafty, and then he brings in the Greninja, and I was like, Greninja, Melodic. That's all I need. So I do bring in the Melodic, and I'm predicting him to switch out, you know. There's no reason for him to stay in unless he has Grass Knot, and if he does have Grass Knot, I'm pretty sure I can tank it. So what I went here for is Recover. I went for Recover to get my HP back. This way, whatever he switches into, I could possibly take. Unfortunately, he does switch into the Electivire, and I'm thinking, there's no way. I can tank one, but I need to be at full HP. So there's like no way I'm going to tank this, but I don't have a switch. So what I do is I just stay in, let him go for me, figuring that the recoil will pile up. I'll be able to, you know, somehow KO him at another time, and judging by the fact that he didn't use Brick Break before, he probably doesn't have it now. So I'll bring in my Heatran, and I'll go for the very lovely Lava Plume, except he goes for Brick Break. Oh man, and I do survive it though, which was something that actually quite surprised me. Once I saw Brick Break, I was like, oh man, he's been hiding that for this exact moment. I'm gonna go down, and fortunately I didn't go down, but unfortunately he does still have the Greninja left. And at the HP range I'm at, there's no way in heck I'm gonna be able to survive a Scald. So that's pretty much game right there. I think I probably could have done a lot better had I really went with switching in Heatran for the Tangrowth for the Charizard, and then killing it off better with the Pinsir. Either one of those two plays probably would have netted me a bit better, because I would have had Pinsir for late game, and Quick Attack against that Greninja probably would have helped a little bit more. But yeah, I mean, you know, misplays are common, things happen, you know, it's not the end of the world. I still feel like I played pretty well, and I really enjoyed the match. So thank you guys so much for watching, I really do appreciate it, and I hope to see you guys at the next episode. Peace.